Hello everybody and welcome back to Lucy's Little Beauties. As usual, I'm your host Lucy McGowan, joined in a few moments by my amazing co-host Shane McGuire. You're in for a treat this week as we guide you down the fashion do's and don'ts, showing you the latest and bravest fashion trends around town and receiving first row seats to our famous weekly catwalk. Later on, we're joined by a very special guest, so stay tuned, he's not one to miss. Now, last week the team and I hit up the campus of DKIT and asked some of the students the age-old question: what does fashion mean to you? Thanks so much for joining us. So what we want to ask you today is, what does fashion mean to you?
Fashion to me is...
If I can express my art through different sort of way, what way would I do it? And I think it could be through clothing that way. Very girly, very clean, very like
Without H&M, white jumpers and jeans.
You have to wear those clothes.
Mug. Where would you usually get your fashion inspiration from?
Shannon Tate.
By the way, shop pennies.
Traditional gods from like the 80s and the 90s.
Candy.
Ads from TV. Fashion doesn't really mean anything to me.
Oh, tell me more about Sharon Tate. So Shane, what do you think of what we just saw?
Well, to be honest with you, Lucy, it saddens me greatly to see the blatant disregard that most common people have for fashion these days.
It's honestly insane. Like, what do you genuinely think this means for the future of fashion?
Well, if it's fashion is going the direction that they say it's going. It's a dark future, but you know.
I know. Yeah. It's a shame. I couldn't agree more. That's why the people are so lucky to have Lucy's Little Beauties, to keep them on the right track.
Talk.
It's Roll VT.
Yeah, like you were talking.
What?
You're talking this.
To the man.
You're supposed to be talking over the VT.
Oh, that is the first time I've heard of that. Today we are very lucky to have the man who is almost... What? Like, no one ever told me that. Okay. In a few moments, he's going to walk us through everything from his unique thought process as a designer and visionary, as well as shared insights on his upcoming fashion endeavours. So here he is, the man of the hour. Please welcome David.
Oh, that's so fucking fun. Actually, listen. Like, you're touching me, eh? Yeah, I'm touching you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your...
No, it's the interview.
Yeah, okay. Welcome, David. It is such a pleasure to have you on the show. So we're just going to ask you a few questions starting off. Where would you say you got your inspiration from?
You know, like all the geniuses of our time. Like, it started just when I was walking down the street. I saw those people and I was like, I could change how they look. I could improve their looks, and I was like, I should use this gift of mine and do something with it.
It sounds a little like a god complex, no?
I mean, it's validated.
Do you have any bold fashion takes that might have people look at you differently?
I feel like, okay, bold fashion takes. I don't think if that's so bold, but I think comparing models to animals is a big thing that I do, and I feel like it should be done more, because yeah, I don't know, just like the patterns that nature creates are just unique. Like, if you look at cheetahs or like snow leopards, I look mostly at for women, for the women's of my women's selection. Then this is my biggest inspiration, and yeah, I think it should be used more.
So is that what we're going to be seeing later on in the catwalk?
Well, possibly.
Not giving too much away.
And speaking of the catwalk, what would your selection for models be?
Like the gender.
No, like,
What
what
do you
would the process of selecting your models be? Like, would they have to go through tests or?
Oh, no, I just meet with them and we have a little chat, and either I like them or not. I like how they present themselves or not, and then, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your wisdom
You're
with
welcome.
us. It truly is a pleasure. However, we conclude this segment, before we conclude this segment, the team and I have a little surprise for you. Last week we paid a visit to your office and interviewed somebody who told us all sorts of interesting tales about the running of your business. Everything from your work ethic or the training of your staff. So without further ado, we present to you an interview with your lovely assistant.
My name is Mitch. I've been working for Mr. David officially 3 years.
What are your duties as an assistant?
Getting him coffee when he wants some, washing his clothes, bringing him out for drink, bringing him back home for drinks.
How would you describe his work ethic?
He's kind of a visionary. These are just some of the sketches he comes up with. You see the way his mind works. Loads of relevant ideas. So yeah, his work ethic is pretty good.
What's your wage like?
Now we arrive at the segment of the show you have all been waiting for, the discussion of this week's most outstanding fashion. To start, we'll be discussing the fashion of some of Gotham's most notorious, beginning with Oz Cobb. Some of you may know him as the Penguin due to his unflattering appearance, but I know him as Phony Soprano for his unflattering fashion sense and sheer lack of originality. I mean, really, if that's all you can afford working for the Falcones, he certainly needs to consider a change of career. Speaking of the Falcones, though, Sophia Falcone has certainly been keeping up appearances since her rehabilitation. To say that she has been putting that family fortune of hers to use will be the understatement of the century. Let's just hope the orange stripes don't make a return. And finally, all the way in the desolate wasteland, known as Los Angeles, we have the rare sighting of a vault dweller. The individual is seen sporting a Vault-Tec Corporation jumpsuit that is typically worn by residents of the company's vaults. Not only is it comfortable, but it is a sign of status among the people of the surface. While it usually lacks variety and style, this hasn't stopped our little vault dweller from making it her own, by accessorizing it with some raider gear that wasn't looted from corpses out of frame. We're nearly at the end of our show, which means we are drawing ever closer to our world-famous catwalk. However, before that, we would like to show you a trailer for a short film produced by our sponsors here at DKIT. We hope you enjoy.
What are you gonna do with this? Fuck.
Everything all right?
Yeah. No, it's fine. No need to make us look like the mad one. God, are you talking back?
As conversations tend to go. What do you want? I remember a time when we used to look excited and carefree. What changed?
Life?
Give me your hand.
I don't know how to help you. Oh, it's here.
What did you do?
Now, that's a movie I'll be buying front row seats for. What a show we've had, from interviews with iconic fashion gurus and their assistants to our weekly thought-provoking discussions on the state of fashion. Now the time has come for Lucy's Little Beauties' iconic catwalk to begin. We guarantee you an unbelievable performance with industry top models styling unbelievably gorgeous clothes that most people can only dream of. But no need to take my word for it, see for yourself. Well, there you have it, folks. That covers it for this week of Lucy's Little Beauties. My name's Lucy.
And my name's Shane.
And before we go, we're going to treat you to a special music performance. But first, here's a little video for any of you watching at home who might want to take part in the next episode of our show. Thank you all for watching, and remember, if you're not well dressed,
Your life's a mess.
did we blow your mind away? Do you have what it takes to be in the next Lucy's Little Beauties catwalk? The only event that attracts stunning models in equally stunning clothes.
The main goal we here at Lucy's Little Beauties team strive to reach every week is to continue to push boundaries in the fashion world by bringing the bold and risque fashion sense of the Dundalk locals to the mainstream. If you think you have what it takes to step foot on the catwalk, don your snazziest robes and dial the number on screen now.
We are open to welcoming every gender: man, woman, non-binary, pronoun, race, size, nationality, religion, sexual orientation, age, animal, shoe size, French, and if you're lucky, even British.